Hello and welcome back to Modern Beauty. My name is Amanda and today we are doing another beauty basics video. This time we are doing the makeup anatomy of the brows. So let's dive in. So my first tip is if you've never done brows before and you've never touched them, I would go and get them waxed for the first time. Actually, let me back up a little bit. I would go online and I would see all of the different people, like search some celebrities, some people that you know that you like, look at their brows and find a shape that you like. Some shapes may not work for your brows. I prefer a very strong arch, and I had to create mine by pretty much getting rid of my brow entirely. So it really depends on what you're comfortable with. My brows are pretty much naturally straight, so I have to get rid of almost the entire end of it in order to be able to create that arch that I like. So I would go and I would find some pictures of brows you like, and then I would take those into a place that will wax your brows. You could go to Ulta and get them done at the Benefit Brow Bar. You can go to a salon and they will wax your brows. You can also get them plucked, but waxing is quicker and it's less painful. It takes the least amount of time, and it is a service that you don't have to do it at home, where if you're plucking your brows, you can do that at home, in my opinion. So you might as well get what you're paying for. And then you're gonna go to the brow bar and get your brows done, and then from that point forward, model your brows how they did them there. And that is what I did, and that was the first step. And then I realized that because my brows are so straight, that I actually had to get a little more uncomfortable and get to tweezing. And you can over tweeze, my friends, so you have to be very, very careful, but sometimes that's the only way to achieve the look you're going for. So throwing that out as a little bit of a tidbit in case you're having a difficult time getting the shape that you're looking for. I'm sure you've heard this before, but always remember that brows are not twins, they are sisters. So they're not going to necessarily look identical. Most days one looks better than the other, let's just be real here. So do not worry about that, just do your best, practice, 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 and you'll be golden.
First thing, grab a brush and line it up with your nose and pivot it against the side of your nostril so that when it's straight up and down, it's making sure to line up with the front of your brow. When you pivot it to your arch, that it's still lining up, and also at the end of your brow, it should be lining up with the edge of your nostril. Grab a pair of tweezers of your favorite brand and go ahead and start plucking away those stray brow hairs that are not falling in line with your shape. Another tool you can use is a tinkle razor, which is really nice for catching any of those hairs that are really tiny that you've missed. It's great if you don't have time to tweeze. The hairs come in much quicker this way, but it's a quick cosmetic catch. Then you're going to want to take a spoolie and some of those manicure scissors. I don't know what they're called, but they come in manicure kits. They're great for this. And you're going to brush up the hairs with the spoolie and see any super long hairs that are sticking up and cut them off. So you want it to be short hairs that are super easy to work with. And I did this pretty recently, so I don't have too many, but you can see a couple poking up there. And so you're just going to want to cut those and then you're good. Moving on to brow makeup, there's a lot of different choices to choose from, but I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to simply outline my brow. And this can kind of be tricky because you really have to have a visual for it in your head for what you want it to look like. Because for me, I'm not just going to go around the shape of my brow. I'm actually going to be creating more brow than I have. So my hair is going to be inside of the shape that I'm creating, but the hair is not the actual shape of the brow that I'm going to have, if that makes sense. you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But this is part of having that visualization of knowing where you want your arch to go, how big, the weight of it, that sort of thing. Once my outline is done, I like to use a small angled brush as well as a dip pomade or some sort of gel, cream, that sort of thing for my brows. And I'm using a blonde color. And I just go inside and I fill in that shape. And I try to go in an angle with the brush that is the angle that my hair naturally is falling. So in the front, it's more vertical, up and down, and then towards the end of it, it gets more horizontal. When I'm done filling it in, I'll take a spoolie and I'll just run it through to kind of blend the color of the product into my skin and into my hair, just so that it looks a little more natural and more blended. This is definitely optional, but if you want a more defined brow, you can take a concealer and a concealer brush, and you can go in and just line the outline of your brow with concealer so that it has more of a defined line between your brow and your skin because of the contrast. And then you can go ahead and take your pencil again and redefine that line in case you made any mistakes with the concealer, and it just gives it a really sharp finished look.
Ta-da! And you are all set with your very own beautiful brows. I hope this was helpful to you and that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up down below. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are brows a struggle for you? Because I know it took me a very, very long time to learn how to do brows and to get comfortable with it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can also hit that subscribe button and join the mod squad. And I think that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!